Ms. Mokete, in October of 2014, where did you live?
Mokete, ka October ya 2014, unodula kai?
Anekidula ko Phosphorus Mzamo.
I was residing in Mzamo, that is in Phosphorus.
Auswak.
At my sister's house. Wote ngo October 2014, ngangihlala khona lapha eMzamo, Phosphorus, kwasiswa.
What is the name of your sister?
Kamanga Bitola Auswa Haukima.
Maggie Piri.
It is Maggie Piri. Maggie Piri. Kamanga sisi Maggie Piri.
What is the name of the street?
Bitola Strata.
Mzamo Acres.
It is Mzamo Acres.
Yes, the section, but the street.
Kutlwanong Street, 13439 Kutlwanong Street.
It is Kutlwanong Street,
13439.
13439. 13439. Kutlwanong Street.
And do you know the Khumalos?
Baha Khumalo Abanziba.
Who lived at 13511 Kutlwanong Street at the time?
Banembadula number 13511 Kutlwanong Street. Yes, I know them. Utinyabazi labaka Khumalo abebehlala khona kuleyo ndlu number 13511 eKutlwanong Street khona lapha eMzamo.
Now, how is your house positioned in relation to the Khumalos?
Ndlu yamo nodula teng kapa yamo dula teng shebane jwang le ya ha Khumalo kapo e hokae ha we bapisa le ha Khumalo?
Ka pele ya ho ya mo ke dulang ho yona o ene ke dula ho yona ke Hangash.
Now in the front opposite house of where I'm residing, it is Ngash's house. That is the front opposite house is Ngash's house. Othi lo muzi ke oqondene nala ngihlala khona umuzi kaNgashi.
Ka next door ya teng. Ke ha Khumalo.
And the next door neighbor to the Ngashi, it is the Khumalo's house. Othi ngapha ke abomakhelwane bakaNgashi or Khumalo.
Just want to show you photo 1 of exhibit D.
Kiko wants us in a photo number 1. Yeah, exhibit D.
If you can just more or less indicate there on the photo where your house is. Switch it up.
Ke prasa. Opposite ke gate ya Hangash. Rona re front opposite ya Hangash.
Now that gate in particular, the small one that the light is pointing at, it is the Ngash's gate. That property there, it is the Ngash's property. We are on this other side of the street.
Yeah, just point more or less where.
Aibo ha ihlahe ntlo mo ke Khumalo rona re ikam.
Okay.
Kacho.
Right. It is not depicted on this picture. That point where I'm pointing at, or that particular spot I'm pointing at, that is more or less where our house is, even though it is not depicted in this picture. That other house that is clearly depicted there, it is the Khumalo's house.
Right. Now, on the 26th of October 2014, in the evening, is that correct that a certain incident occurred that led to you coming to court to testify today?
Ka di 26th October 2014 hona le ketsahalo e leng ya etsahala ene ka ba bosiu tjena na le ketsahalo e leng ya etsahala e entseng hore o iphumane o le court ka tjena ha o jalo
go jwa
it is indeed so yebo kuyiqiniso ukuthi kube nesigameko esenzeke nge 26 October 2014 ebusuku nje okanye ntambama esenza ukuthi namhlanje ngiyithole sengila enkantolo ngizothola ubufakazi.
Can you please tell the court in your own words what happened on the day?
O ka jwetsa court he ka mantswe a hao. O tsa fotlalela dinyewe ka mantswe a hao hore na ho etsaetseng. O ska tata ke re nke nako ya.
Ki dutse ka ntle ke qeta ho hlapa.
I had just taken a bath and was sitting outside of the house.
Ka hara koloi ya motswalle wa ka ke Yolanda.
In an actual fact, I was inside of a vehicle. I was occupying the vehicle of my friend by the name of
Yolanda Nota.
Yolanda Nota. Uthi-ke bengisanda ukubhava nje ngase ngihlala ngaphandle kanti kahle kahle bengihleli ngaphakathi emotweni yomngane wami uYolanda Nota.
Where was this motor vehicle? You
can
just show on the photo 1 of Exhibit D.
Ha o hlahelle mo patona le pavement mo plahai. Le re le kantle mo pavementing.
It is not visible or represented by this particular picture here. However, it was more or less at the spot where the light is, because where the light is, there's a pavement there, which is just next to our home. That is more or less the spot where the vehicle had parked at.
And yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Just for the reference of the court, of perhaps for the benefit of the record, this light is at the bottom left of that picture, just outside of the border of the bottom left of the picture that is now displayed here on the screen.
And how was this vehicle parked?
In a pakile jonkole e?
In a pakile ishebile ko tlase. E kare ishebile ko parking. Re na le park ha o ya ko tlase nyane.
The vehicle had parked facing the park. So it was facing down the street. There's a park down the street there in the vicinity. So it was facing that direction of the park. Timoto lena ke ipakile. Iqonde ngale ngase parking. Ngoba khona lapho kuleyo ndawo kune park khona lapho. Imoto ibipakile iqonde parking.
And where in the car were you seated?
Unoduthi kae ka koloi?
Ne ke dutse kamera ho passenger seat.
Okay.
Ke driver kamera.
I was sitting at the back seat behind the passenger seat of that vehicle, the front left passenger seat of that vehicle. So I was sitting behind. Oh, can I just correct that?
Ne ke dutse kamera ke driver. Nna ne ke le camera driver.
Oh, it's in passenger.
It's in
okay. No, there was a discrepancy there. I was seated directly behind the driver. Futhi ngangihleli nje emva komshayeli okanye emva kwesihlalo somshayeli waleyo moto.
And Miss Yolanda Mota, where was she seated?
Yolanda Nota ona dutse kae yana?
Ona dutse ka pele. I hate
Kapele kae.
Ona dutse ko sitting ya driver yen.
Okay. Yolanda Nota was seated she was occupying the driver's seat. And then she turned back to look behind her. Ube hlelike kulesihlalo somshayeli lo uYolanda. Waseke ubheka nje emuva.
Were there any other occupants in the vehicle?
Nkabe hona le batho ba bang ba di ba le ka hara koloi ka mo
nona le ngwana mnyane wa Yolanda.
Yes, there was a minor child belonging to Yolanda who was also the occupant of that vehicle. Kwakukhona ingane encane ekalona uYolanda ebekhona nayo ngaphakathi emotweni.
How old was the child then?
Nganona naliji imoto ikayeka nakho. How sure about that?
Selemo kapa ka tlase. O selemo.
The child could have been about a year or just below a year in terms of the age. Ingane lena mhlawumbe ibingaba nonyaka ngaphansi konyaka.
And what type of motor vehicle was this?
Inele kodiyetwa enam?
Inele Honda Ballet.
It was a Honda Ballet. Otile motor bekuyi Honda Ballet.
The sedan.
Inele ina ekaring ikgolo ka morao ka mo. Kapo inele hatchback.
Aksawuphela handle.
I cannot remember clearly whether it was a hatchback or a sedan.
Yes, you may proceed.
Hatchback.
Yes, you may proceed.
Hantse re dutse ka mo kantle ntse re bua le yena ntse re
Kantle.
ka koloing.
Oh, how re kantle bua ka?
Ka koloi ke bua ka koloi
Le kantle ho eng?
e ne le kantle ho yard ya ko hae.
All right. The witness keeps on saying that when we're outside, so I was just trying to ascertain when she refers to the fact that we were outside, what is she referring to? She says that I mean that the vehicle was outside of the yard of my place of residence. Jwale ora hantse le kantle le ka mo koloing jwalo wa etsalang.
Ntse re qoqa le yena.
Now as we are inside of the vehicle that is just parked outside of our yard, we are busy having a conversation between myself and Yolanda. Manje ngoba singaphandle kanjalo wejaliti singasemotweni futhi le moto ipake nje ngaphandle wejaliti silele emotweni ke siloko siyakhuluma mina no Yolanda.
Yes, you may proceed.
Katsola pele.
Hona le mo huleng ha ba le sound e loud e utlwahalang, like that bang, the sound e ka re ke ine le sound as tune ne le mdu as tune.
There was a stage where there was a sound, a loud noise that sounded like a gunshot sound, a bang sound, like that of a firearm, while we were still in the car like that. Now I got shocked. Uthi ngoba sihleli kanjalo kwaba nokuphuma okanye umsindo owawuzwakala nje uzwakala nje kwangathi isibhamu siyathuma. Ngase ke mina ngiyathuka.
Ke re ho yena ke mdumo wa sethunya o.
I then said to her, that is the sound of a firearm or a firearm that is being discharged. Ngathi kuye ke uyabona lo mdumo ke umdumo ke welokhunjani wesibhamu esithumayo.
If you say you said to her who
awore kare huyena ubua kama
Ka Yolanda.
I'm referring to Yolanda. Mangithi ngathi kuye ngisho yena lo uYolanda.
Yes.
Aki bua lena jwalo kamra ha ho qetwa ba le mdimonyana o wa sethunya ho be le motho o fetang ke kana ko ke reng ke mdimo wa sethunya o.
Now there was a person that passed or walked past at the time that I was saying to her, that is a sound of a gunshot.
motho na feta o fetile a matha.
This particular person, as he or she was passing, he or she went past running. In fact, he was running as he was passing where we were. Manje lo muntu lona ke engikhuluma ngaye undlule egijima.
You say he or she, did you see whether it was a male person or a female person?
Ubua ka motho. O ile wa bona hore ke motho wa monna kapo motho wa mosadi.
Ona shabela ska motho wa monna ona kentse borukgo le mosesane.
He looked like a male being. He had a pair of pants, lean build in terms of the physique. Manje ke lo muntu lona engikhuluma ngaye ke ubebukeka njengomuntu wesilisa. Ubegqokeke ibhluke ebuya ngazuthi uzacile nje.
Now, from which direction to which direction was this person running past?
Motho ona une amatha atswa direction ngefing aya direction ngefing.
Ha ke mona a sa fetile koloi a ya ko tlase ka ro mathela ya parking.
Now, when I saw this person had already passed the vehicle and he was running towards the park. Mangibona ke lo muntu ubesendlulile emotweni kanti ubeqonde eparking.
Yes, my continue. More or less, what time was it?
Around after 8 busiu.
That was after 8 p.m. Ingaba ngo 8 ebusuku. Uma ngibona lo muntu.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ka koloi nka montse re dutse le motswalle wa ka. Se re ngangisana obane ke go yena ke modumo ke o utlwala ska modumo wa sethunya. Yena ga se sethunya.
Now, as we were occupying the vehicle, myself and my friend, we started to have a disagreement between ourselves. I was saying that sound was a gunshot sound, and she was saying no, it was not a gunshot sound. Manje mina naye ke umngani wami sesiyaphikisana ke semotweni. Ngithi mina kwaba umdumo lona olunjani wesibhamu ukuxhuma kwesibhamu. Yena uthi cha bekungesona isibhamu esixhumayo.
Yes, may proceed.
Ake hopola hantle ke re ke ile ka re ho yena nna ke di ke holetse pla ko hostel no dutse ho la dithunya ke ka ho ke re mohlomong ke modumo wa sethunya.
If I recall clearly, I said to her that, you know what, I grew up in the hostel vicinity, and there had been a number of firearms being discharged, and I could hear those sounds. And it is for that reason that I would say to you that this sound as well, it's a sound of a firearm that is being discharged. Manje ngase ngimtshela lo nto ke uthi phela mina ngikhulela lapha ne hostel la bekhala khona ke ibhamu. Sona ke sizathu engithi mina le nto lo msindo enguzwile umsindo wokuxhuma kwesibhamu.
Yes, you may proceed.
Katsola pele.
Antere nganyisana hape mo hole engwe hape.
As we were busy arguing with each other like that, then there was another sound of a firearm that is being discharged. Mas lo ngesipikisana kanjalo kwaba nomnye umsindo wokuxhuma kwesibhamu.
Haila jwalo se ya bobedi ila ha o file koloi.
Now, this second sound of a firearm that is being discharged, it sounded as though it was now close to the vehicle. The sound was closer to the vehicle. Lo msindo ke wokuxhuma kwesibhamu lo wesibili ubusu ukhalela la eduze nemoto.
So we proceed.
Ke re ho yena ai ha se qeta ho lla fela ho fete bo batho ba ithuba matha ba ya ko tlase same direction ela o a qala a mathetseng ko yona.
Now, after that sound, two people passed running towards the park as well, in the same direction that the first person who passed running took. Manje ke emva kokuqhuma ke okanye emva kokuzwakala lo msindo ke wesibili kwasekundlula ke abawu2 futhi begijima nabo baya ngale ngaseparkini njengalo oqala ondlule egijima eya ngaseparkini.
Yes.
Resarere mametsi ha ba se ba qeta ho feta ke re ho yena re tla be re shwelle ka moka koloing ha re tswe batho ba ba le.
Whilst at that, and we were just waiting inside of the vehicle, I then said to her, you know what, we'll end up dying inside of the car. Let's disembark the vehicle. But
batho ba ne ba ke re a re tswe ka moka koloing hobane ke mo batho ba ba le ya rona re dutse ka moka koloing.
Yeah, let's just allow this vehicle because it is evident that people are running outside here. We may end up dying right inside of this vehicle. Ngamtshela leyo nto leyo ukuthi ake siphume nathi emotweni ngoba naku abantu bayagijima so gcina sifelele ngapha ngasemotweni.
Holala ke sa opening ha o la bula mnyako yena pele a watswa wa checka hore ho etsalang.
She opened the door. She was the first person to open the door so that she can investigate what was happening. Wavula umnyango uyena umuntu wavula umnyango oqala ezama ukubheka ukuthi na kwenzakalani.
Yes, just for record, just refer to her by the name.
Oh, how bua ka yena?
Yolanda.
Yeah, how bua ka yena fel or Yolanda.
Okay.
Understood?
All right.
Yes.
Ha bula mnyako hole batho ba le ba mathetse ko tlase hala ha o tlohala another shot ya bitering.
Now as she opened the door, mind you, the people that we have initially seen had run down the street. Then there was a third gunshot sound. Manje ke makavula umnyango kanjalo labantu labayana bona ke sebendlulile ke labe begijima uvula umnyango nje ufuna ukubheka ukuthi kwenzakalani saqhuma futhi okwesithathu isibhamu.
Ke hopola hore ha na bula mnyako jwale ke ile ka utlwa ke le ke ho bula mnyako le na hobane se ke tshwile se la bitering.
Now as she opened the door, I also tried to open the door because now the gunshot went for the third time.
Ke hopola ke utlwa lentswe la Zandi ke mo bona ka ke twa hoeletsa e ka rena na umpone hore ke tswa ka koloing.
I remember hearing Zandi's voice and I could somehow see her. And it also appears that she may have noticed that I was inside of the car. And she was screaming and saying that Nthabiseng phone call the police.
Ambulance.
In fact, she said that phone call the ambulance. Ngiyamkhumbula ethi Nthabiseng fonele ambulance. Ngoba ke kwangathi naye ube ngibona ukuthi ngangikhona nje lapha emotweni ngikhumbula nje ngilizwa nje iphindo lakhe ulokhu njani uZandi futhi ngimbona wasesho kanjalo ke ethi Nthabiseng fonele ambulance.
And just for record purposes, who is Zandi?
Zandi ke mang?
Zandi le Khumalo ke Zandi le Khumalo dulang ha Khumalo.
This is Zandi le Khumalo that resides at the Khumalo's house. Lo Zandi ngikhuluma ngaye uZandi le Khumalo ohlala kwa Khumalo.
And where was she at that stage when she was talking to you, asking you to phone the ambulance?
Una luka kana ko no hare o phone le ambulance abua le jalo.
You can use the photo to illustrate that. Photo one.
Kasebelisa snapper.
Mo koloi ine editse teng. Ne ke khona ho bona ka mo ka jareteng ya ha Khumalo.
Now, from where the vehicle was parked, I was able to see inside of the Khumalo's yard. There is a light there pointing at the spot pertinent to the house of the Khumalos.
O ile a hlahella hona mo ke ne ke supile teng a re founela ambulance.
Just right there where I had pointed at initially, where the light has been shown it, she appeared at that particular spot. And then she said that I should call the ambulance. Khona lapho kuleyo ndawana leyo eStombi lapho la bengikhombe khona uvelele ukusuka khona lapho wathi fonele ambulance.
Is that correct? There's a mini electricity substation on the photo.
Ngabe kuyiqiniso ke ikabe ke netho gore hona le ntwe na mona box la electricity mo walibona la mtlakase. Yes, indeed. And the witness is actually pointing at that substation.
Yes, where in relation to that did you see her?
How bapisa le lona le box leno la mtlakase. Monica.
Camera on that.
Camera le box.
Ke sa tsebeng ona hloletse hodima empa mo koloi e ne pakile teng hobane e pakile pla gate ya ko hae o khona ho bona o no khona kana ko ho bona ha Khumalo ka mo motho ye meng ka hloho wa khona mona o no khona mona kana ko ka mo so o na hlahetse hona mo.
Now at that very spot where I'm pointing at, during that time, from the spot where the vehicle had parked, one could still have a view or could still be able to see the Khumalos. I am uncertain whether she had climbed onto something that just elevated her a bit, but you know, the head could still be visible, and further that the witness is now emphasizing the fact that during that time one could see with ease the house of the Khumalos during that time from where the vehicle was parked. Uthi ngaleso sikhathi uqhamuka la imoto ibipake khona umuntu bengakwazi ukuthi abone lapha na kaKhumalo. Ngazi ke ube khona mhlambe lokho begibele phezulu kwakho ukuthi akwazi ukubonakala kahle na noma engavela ngekhanda umuntu ubekwazi ukuthi ambone.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ola hweletsa re Nthabiseng phonela ambulance.
She screamed and she said that Nthabiseng call the ambulance. Wa memeza wathi Nthabiseng phonele ambulance.
Senzo uthunzwe.
Senzo had been shorted. The Senzo udutshulile.
Ha chojalo usatla atswa ka gate.
As she was saying that, she was now approaching by exiting the gate.
Tsusameni?
Shonjalo uyaphuma ngegate uyeza.
O tlamathela mo ho rona mo koloing eleng ko teng.
She came running towards us, that is at the spot where the vehicle had parked. Uzanjalo egijima ezakithina. khona laphana la pake khona imoto yethu.
The gate, can you just show the gate through which she came?
O ka re bontsha he gate ya tlileng ka yona. Now there is a light pointing at the gate, at the opening, supposed to be the gate there, with no bars.
Yes.
At the premises of the Khumalos. Manje ke ngiyambona ukuthi ubonisa kuphi ke uthi uqhambe kuphi.
Yes, we may proceed.
O ka tswela pele.
Ke nakwe ha atla matha se ke nka ngwana mo o na le ngwana na le cassetting ke tshuwile ke lena ke batla go baleya jwanong hore Zandi le yena o wantshosa.
Now, as she came running towards me or towards us where the vehicle had parked, I then decided to pick up the child and carry the child. I am shocked at that stage. Zandi is running, and I thought to myself, perhaps I should also run. Manje uza nje uyagijima kimi. Okay, ngithina la imoto ibipake khona. Ngithi mina ke nanguza la ngithina uyagijima ngathatha umntwana. Ngathi mhlambe nami kumele ngibaleke ngoba ngazi ukuthi uyabaleka na.
Ke nka ngwana ke mathela ka jareteng ya mo ke dula ya mo hae.
Now, I took the child, I ran into our yard, that is the yard of my place of residence. Ngathatha lengane ngase ngiyagijima ngigijimela ejardini lethu manje mazi la ngihlala khona.
Ke mathali yena Zandi re lo kena ko hae ka kitchen.
Now we are running together, myself and Zandi, to go and enter my home through the kitchen door. Skijima kanjalo ke manje mina no Zandi ukuya ekhaya kithi. Siyongena endlini ngomnyango wekitchen.
Yes.
Are kena ka mnyako ke rile ga ka pusha mnyako ka hweletsa. Ke hlaela ka mo ka dining room ke hweletsa ausi ile yena Maphiri.
Now, as we got into the house, I started shouting or screaming for Maphiri, which is my sister. Mangena jalo endlini sengiyamemeza kanjalo ke ngisekishini ngimemeza yena lona usisi uMaphiri.
Ahlahe atsoka kamareng.
She came out from the bedroom. Wasuyaphuma usisi eqhamuka ekamereni.
Hahlaha abutsori ke eng.
When she came out, she then inquired, "What is it?" Magavela wasuyabuza ke ukuthi yini.
Ke mo re hlalosang Zandi a hlalosang hore senzo uthuntswe.
That is where Zandi started to explain that Senzo has been shot at. Kulapho ke esecacisa khona ke uZandi ukuthi uSenzo usedutshuliwe.
Akopa re ho founelwe ambulance.
She then requested that the ambulance be phone called. Wasuyacela ukuthi kufonelwe iambulance.
Who is it now?
Ke mang okopa ngoro fonelwe ambulance?
Ke Zandi le Khumalo.
That is Zandi le Khumalo.
Yes, we proceed.
Ha
tloa mo a ke sa hopola hantle kelelong ya ka hore ke ile o la founelwa ambulance kapa o ile wa etsahalang.
From then on, I cannot have a clear collection from my mind as to whether the ambulance was being phone called or was it phone called or not. Emva kwalokho ke angisakhumbuli kahle ukuthi iyafonelwa yini ambulance noma cha.
Ke hopola ke siya ngwana hodima carpet ne le mo fatshe.
I remember leaving the child on the carpet that was on the floor. Ngikhumbula ke ngishiya ingane nje phezulu kwe-carpet kwana laphayana phansi.
Ke tswa ka Zandi ne sa tswile ola re siya ka mo a tswa matha nna ka siya ngwana le nna ka tswa ke molatela morao.
Now at that time Zandi had already exited the house when I then decided to put the child down on the carpet to also follow Zandi. So I exited the house. Manje ngaleso sikhathi ke uZandi nayo bese seke phumile uma mina sengithatha isinqumo sokuthi ingane ngibeke phansi phezulu kwe-carpet ngilandele lona ke uZandi.
Ke hopola ke tswela ka ntle strateng.
I remember when I went out to the street.
Ho ne se hona le batho ba ono sona le batho le koloi ya Kedi X6 e se ipakile ka ntle mo strateng se ba re ba mo kentse ka hare senzo ho hospital.
Now there already were a multitude of people already in that vicinity there, and Kelly's vehicle or the X6 was parked outside of the street, and it was said that Senzo had already been loaded into that X6. Kumbula mangiphuma ngaphandle kwase sekunabantu nje isituwana sabantu lapha emgaqweni kanti ke imoto lena ke iX6 yayipake ngaphandle imoto kaKelly yayipake ngaphandle emgaqweni sekuthiwa ke uSenzo usefakwe kuleyo moto.
We just want to show you the vehicle on photo 2 of exhibit D. You recognize that vehicle?
Why hopola koloi? That is the exact car, and it has been pointed at with a light.
Which car?
The light is pointing at the X6 that is depicted on that picture there.
Yes.
Yebo iyo leyo moto ke engiyikhombayo engikhuluma ngayo kanti ukhomba yona le X6 evelela lapho kuleso sithombe.
Yes, you may proceed.
Councillor Pile.
Ke hopola ke atumetse haufinyana le koloi ba ne se ba le ka koloing lo Yolanda a khutla morao le nna hobane Yolanda ola ya makhuma ola ya mo ha Khumalo ha nna ke ne ke mathela ka tlong le ngwana le Zandi.
Okay. Ha re tla le mo he Yolanda o ila ya ha makhuma wena ha o mathela
ka tlong ke lo siya ngwana ke hweletsa le ausumedi ka tlong.
Okay. That perhaps we should start it at that. When myself and Zandi ran into our house, Yolanda went to the Khumalo's house. Now at that stage, myself and Zandi le Khumalo and the child that I was carrying, we are running into our house to go alert my sister about what has transpired. Kampono re hlalsa ka teng re no le haufi le koloi.
Ha ke atumela haufinyana le bona le koloi le batho ba mo ka ntle ha Khumalo ho thuwa sepetlele.
Now as I neared the X6 vehicle, said to have loaded Senzo. It was said that the Khumalos are actually going to the hospital. Maseseng sondela leo X6. Yona leptwa kwa gijelwe ulokunja ngakhona uSenzo. Abaga Khumalo kuthiwa baya esibhedlela.
Can you just demonstrate there on the photo where the vehicle was at that stage?
Okarbonsa mos ne pemo ore koloi ene yo vukai.
But inenkile 10 ekare ya go dimo. Ha o tswa ka strata se sa rona e sa iko tlase mo le Bla Park. Inenkile the opposite direction yon.
Initially direction.
Yes.
Ya ho tswa. The exact spot is pointed on the picture here, detailing where the vehicle had actually been parked, and that time around the vehicle had faced the opposite direction to that of the park, so it had faced away from the park. Oti ngaleso skathi ke imoto yayipake khona la ebe khombe khona la kulesi sithombe, kodwa ke yayingaqondanga eparking kwangathi beqonde kule enye direction.
Yes, we proceed.
That's all I feel.
Ke hopola ho no tshwe huwa sepetlele sa ofinyana ke Botshelong.
I remember it was said that they are going to Botshelong because Botshelong is the nearest hospital. Ngikhumbula besho kanjalo ukuthi kuyiwa eBotshelong. Botshelong isona sibedlela seduze.
Ke khutla mo le Yolanda ara ha re kene ka koloing re ba sale morao.
And then I went back, myself and Yolanda. Then Yolanda suggested that we go and embark the vehicle that we had initially embarked and then follow them. Manje mina ke no Yolanda sasesibuyele emuva emotweni wasethi ke uYolanda asibalandela singene emotweni sibalandele.
The thing happened that we tukisa.
Let me correct something there.
We tukisa.
How do I tukisa?
To correct.
Oh, okay.
Re kene ka koloing akisa hopoling hantle hore e tlile ka nna hore re ba latele kapa e tlile ka yena hore re ba sale morao empa ntho ke tsebang gore re ile ga kena ka koloing ra ba sala morao.
Okay. This is that discrepancy that I would have wished to correct. I am uncertain as to whether it was my suggestion that we should follow them or it was Yolanda's suggestion that we should follow them. The gist of the point is we eventually got into the vehicle and then we followed them. We got into the vehicle and then followed them. Angisakhumbuli ke iyo lento engizama ukuthi ngiyilungise ukuthi yimina yini owathi masibalandele okanye uye uYolanda, kodwa ke okusemqoka ukuthi sangena emotweni sabalandela.
Yes, may proceed.
That's all I believe.
Are fitla sepetlele ne re sa ibone koloi haufinyana a re ne sa ibone koloi hobane ke nana hore e tsamaya ka potlako feta ya rona o batlile pele ho rona.
Ono sa ibone kae?
Mmileng tseleng mo ha re setse morao ne sa bona ha le tseleng mo a re fitla sepetlele patere thotse ile go driveway mo ba di ambulance ba yemanteng mo emergency.
Now along the road we couldn't see the vehicle or even identify the vehicle along the road. We thought that they were driving at a high speed that could be the reason why we are not seeing it along the road as we are driving. And upon arrival at the hospital, we then saw the vehicle parked in what the witness refers as to the driveway, where the ambulances, or perhaps at the emergency section of the premises of the hospital. Otigela emkatweni azange sibone imoto sisacabanga nje ukuthi ihamba ngesivinini esiphezulu kakhulu, ingalokho singakwazi ukuthi siyibone. Kanti ke sithe mase sifika ke esibhedlela sayithola ke le moto ipake kwi driveway. Futhi ke la kuma khona ke imoto lezi ke ama ambulance okanye endaweni ebhala ukuthi indawo yenhlekele ethize.
And just for record purposes, which hospital are you referring to?
Rebuaka Hospital
Botselong.
We're referring. I'm referring to Botselong. Botselong.
Yes, may proceed.
Oka Tsolapele.
Re fihla re ba thola se ba tswile ka koloing.
Upon our arrival, they had already alighted the vehicle. Masses figure tinage but sebe pumile motweni.
Empa senzo nasale ka morao ka koloing.
Unentse
ka morao ka moka koloing.
However, Senzo was still inside of the vehicle, that is at the back of that vehicle. Kodwa ke noma kunjalo ke uSenzo yena ube logo engaphakathi emotweni futhi ngasemuva emotweni.
Honona le batho ba sebetsang sepetlele ba babedi ba ne ba le mo.
There were hospital workers, two of them, that were right there at that spot. Kwakhona ke isebenza eziwu2 zasesibhedlela ezazikhona lapho kuleyo ndawo.
Bane ba leka ho montsha ka mo ka hara koloi impa ba ntse balla.
They were trying to take him out of the vehicle, however they were still crying.
Ke hopola a ke re
bebezama ukumkhipha emotweni kodwa bebeloku bekhala.
Ke hopola kana go nona le Kelly le Sandy.
I remember during the time there was Kelly and Zandi.
Ke hopola hono hona le motswalle wa bona mtelele o ne a hlotsa.
I remember also there was a friend of theirs who was tall in physique, who was limping. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi kwakhona nomngani wabo lapho omude nyana nje ngomzimba wayexhuka nje.
Ba la re lebitso la hae ke Tumelo.
They said that his name was Tumelo, but igama lakhe uTumelo.
And then hona le omong hape abuti ba re ke Nthabiseng.
And there also was another gentleman there called Nthabiseng. Kwakhona nomnyeke ubhuti kwathiwa uMthabiseng.
O bona hore a re tsoka koloing le Yolanda, o bona hore wa sokola ho ntswa motho le motho as il motho Senzo. Yolanda ko mathela mo koloing a mo tosa ka mo ka koloing aba thusa hore ba mo tose, and then ba mo beya hodima a stretcher suspected.
When we realized that these people were battling to disembark Senzo from the vehicle, we alighted the vehicle, and Yolanda ran to the vehicle to go and assist. She assisted in dragging him out of the vehicle so that he is put on the stretcher, so that he is put on the stretcher. Manje ngokuqaphela okanye ngokubona ukuthi labantu ungazothi bayasogola ukuthi ulokho nje naphume emotweni uSenzo ukuthi bamkhiphe emotweni. Wathi ke uYolanda masiphume emotweni yena wagijimela khona lapha yana ukuyolekelela. Ukufika kwakhe lapho wase ufaka isandla ukuthi makadonsweke manje akwazi ukuthi abekwe phezu kwestretcher.
Can you just clarify, if you say they were still crying, who are you referring to?
How re banentse balla? O bua ka bo mang?
Kaofela bona. Ene le Zandi nalla, Kedi nalla, le ke hopola Zandi analla le Kedi nalla le Tumelo.
All of them were crying. If I remember well, it was Zandi, Kelly, and Tumelo. They were crying. Bonke ke babekhala. Mangikhumbula kahle. Beku Zandi, Kelly, kanye noTumelo.
Yes, may proceed.
Ukathola pele.
Ho pushuwa stretcher se ho mo kenya hospital ka hare hospital jwane.
Now that very stretcher was pushed into the hospital now. Manje leso stretcher ke saseke siya pushwa ke ukungena ngaphakathi kwesibhedlela.
Ha o fitlwa mo casualty nyakwa casualty ba re khutsetsa kaofela ka ntle.
When we got to the casualty door or entrance, we were then all of us sent back that we should be outside. Uma sifika laphana ke emnyango wase casualty base ke basiphindisele emuva sonke ukuthi singangeni sibe ngaphandle.
Ho kantle ka mo pela kantle ka mo pela casualty no na ditulo mo dulang teng.
Just outside there, close to the casualty, there were seats where people could, or there was a sitting area that was designated there, close to the casualty. Khona lapho ngaphandle, kwakhona nje indawo yokuhlala okanye ihlalo zazikhona lapho, umuntu angahlala khona lapho.
Bane balla ba batla wetsa di call ne ke tshwere ne ke gopola ke tshwere di phone tse pedi.
Now they were crying and they wanted to make phone calls. I remember that I was in possession of the 2 cell phones.
And then
babeloko bekhala ke bezama ke ukwenza ukufona. Mina ngikhumbula ukuthi ngangiphethe amalokhunjana amabili, ama cell phones amabili.
Ke baneletsa di phone mo ho founwa he.
I then handed them the cell phones. Phone calls were made. Banikeza ke ama cell phone. Kwase kuyafonwa ke khona lapho.
Ke sa tsebeng ho no founelwa bo mang.
Well, I did not know who in particular was being phone called. Angazi ukuthi kahle kahle kwakufonela obanike khona lapho.
Who did you borrow your phones to?
We le wa neletsa phone kapa wa kadima mang di phone tsa hao?
Ke deka kadima Khelu la phone.
I lent Kelly. She made a phone call. Sorry, Kelly phone called.
Hape motho la phone ke hopola elaba Tumelo o la phone.
Well, another person that I recall that had made or that had phone called, it was Tumelo. Omnyake wabantu oye wafona uTumelo.
And just for record purposes, who's Kelly?
Kelly Kuman.
Kelly ke ausi wa Zandi Khumalo, wa Zandile Khumalo.
Kelly is Zandile Khumalo's sister. Mangu Kelly and Mangu sister Zandile Khumalo.
Yes, we may proceed.
Ukatsola pele.
All right. Hantse ho mo ho tso ho founwa ho liwa mo ba re Nzori udujuliwe mo.
Now as they were phone calling and they were crying at the same time, and they kept on saying that Nzori udujuliwe has been shot at.
Who was saying that?
Kimang aningatsho jwalo.
Ke bona mo di phone call tsa bona.
They are the very people that were saying that as they were making these phone calls. Ibona ke babesho kanjalo njengoba babefona ngaleyo ndlela.
Yes, we proceed.
Katswela pele.
Ho be ka mora metsotsonyana e se kgale re fihlile mo sepetlele ho tlenes mo nna le Yolanda mo re dutseng le bona re try ho ba calm down.
Now, after a few minutes we had arrived at the hospital, then a nurse came. Myself and Yolanda, where we were seated together with them, we were trying to comfort them. Manje ke kweza ke umhlengazi lapho la sasihleli khona ke mina no Yolanda siloko sizama ukubaduduza ke.
Me one sa fihla a re o kopa tumele ka pelenyana wa bitswa ke doctor. One beat.
Now this lady nurse that came to us, she then came to me and said, can you come quickly? Come with me quickly. The doctor is looking for you. Gantige lomhlengazi lona ozagit lowes mameke ngoba ezagit uzagim utshela mina ukuthi woza ngokusheshsha udokotela uyakufuna.
Kere ho yana a ke nahana hore ke nna motho tlameleng ho ba ka moo.
I then said to her, no, I don't think I am the person that is supposed to be in there. Ngase ngithi kuye cha angicabanga ukuthi imini umuntu ofanele ukuthi abe ngaphakathi lapho.
Are hona le information ya ne ba e batlang.
She then said that there is a particular information that they are in quest of. Bese uthi kimi kukhona nje ulwazi oluthize abalufunayo lakini.
Phakisa again.
Hurry, walk in, or hurry, go in.
Re kene le yena ka moo.
We the both of us then went in there.
Ke ka moo ho ne ho ntso ho thuswa senzo ka hare ka moo.
That is the area or the room in which Senzo was being attended to. Ganti ke kungase gumbini lapho ke kwaku lokho kusizwa lona uSenzo ngonyaka.
A ke fihla ka hare ngaka e botse hore o eng le motho o.
When I got inside, the doctor asked me, how do I relate with this particular person? Phakathi ke udokotela wasuyangibuza ukuthi ngihlobene kanjani nalo muntu, and he was referring to Senzo. Ngaleso sikhathi ke udokotela usho bekhuluma ngayo uSenzo ukuthi ngihlobene kanjani naye.
Kere ho yena karabo ya ka ke hopola ke le kare ke family friend ya fiance ya hae.
I remember giving that reply that I am the family friend to his fiance. Ngikhumbula ngisho kanjalo ngithi mina ke ngumngani waka fiance okanye lona okuzoba umakoti wakhe uSenzo.
Balike hape ba etse kare mchini hape ba hlalose hore ba etse kare ba mo resuscitate hape.
Now they went on as though they were resuscitating him. Base bayaqhubeka ngathi bazama ke ukuthi bamvuselele kanye bamsiza ukuthi aphile.
Ke hopola doctor are re likile ka hohle empa ha o hlokahetse ha sa le.
I remember the doctor saying that we tried all, however he's no longer. Ukhumbula udokotela esho kanjalo ukuthi sizame konke noma ke kunjalo akasekho.
So God please, my Lord, even if it's hearsay, it has already been admitted in Exhibit G, I think.
Why do you say a doctor makes a pronouncement in front of her You say it's hearsay.
Well, in the sense that the witnesses testify about what the doctor told her.
Yeah, but she sees
Yes.
the doctor trying to resuscitate Senzo. And in that process, she says Senzo is no more.
Yes, but
And it's not Rathamokhaten talking.
Yes,
Who's a
but-
layman?
as I said, that aspect has been admitted. It's really of no
fine.
consequence, Manoj. Yes, you may proceed.
O ka tswela pele mme.
ke dule ka moo ka roomong eo le bona ke sa tsebe gore ke etse jwang hobane kelelo kone ka re ne khutla hore ke batlang mo.
Now I sat in there, in that very room, together with them, and I didn't know what to do. Now at that stage, gradually, my mind was now coming back to me, to conscientize me as to what was I doing there. Ngihlale ngalapho na. Mangiloko ngilapho ingqondo ngathi manje siyabuya ukuthi ngizokwenzani lapho.
Ke nke phone
I then took the phone
ke founele ko hae
and then phone called home. Thatha ke ucingo ngafonela ekhaya.
Who did you call?
Uyila fonela
ke
mang?
founetse landline a ke gopola ka tlung ha phiri.
I cannot recall clearly. I phone called the landline into the Mapiri's house. Angikhumbuli kahle kodwa ke ngathi ngeke ngafonela ucingo nje lo i-landline lena. Hayi umakhalekhikhini. Ngifonela khona laphayana kwaMapiri.
Ke upola la tshwara ke ntate phiri phone.
I remember that Mr. Piri picked up the call or the phone.
Ka mo jwetsa ka re ai nna ke mo sepetlele.
I then told him that I'm at the hospital. Ngamtshela ukuthi ngisesibhedlela about Mapiri.
And then ba re Senzo a sa le.
And I further related to him that it was said that Senzo is no more. Ngaphinde ngamtshela lokho ukuthi kuthiwa uSenzo akasekho.
Ne ke sa tsebe hore tshwantse ke etse jwang ho tswa ke lo jwetsa botho.
I did not know how can I then exit to go and inform Kelly and them.
Ntate phiri o la go nna tshwara hanyane ke bitse ausi wa hao mo founong.
Mr. Piri then said, just hold on a minute, let me phone call your sister to the phone. Obama Piri wati bamba nje kancane ethi ngifonele ethi ngibize usisi wakho la azoba mcini.
Ha ke bua le ausmedi phone o la re ho nna Khumalo tseleng ke dule ka hona ka mo Khumalo qeta o tloa
No.
o tseleng e transport.
It's fine. You had a conversation with your sister. What happened further?
Go lokile o ile wa bana le puisano le ausi wa hao wa etsalang ka moramono.
O la re ke eme ka mo ka roomong ke emele Khumalo o tseleng e transport.
She then said that I should remain in
Yes,
that room.
it's fine. What
Khumalo
happened
is
further?
on her way.
What she told you is not admissible. What happened
How
further?
bohlokwa ha ka le gore o ile a re re batla ho tseba hore ka moramono wa etsahalang.
What did you do?
Wena o ile wa etsang?
Ke ile ka ema ho fitlela Khumalo a fitla.
I then waited until the arrival of Khumalo. Ngama ke kwaze kwafika lona Khumalo.
And who's Khumalo?
Re bua ka Khumalo.
Ke Ntombi Khumalo ke me wa Khedi Dezani ke Khumalo.
That is Ntombi Khumalo, and that is she's the mother to Zandile Khumalo and Kelly Khumalo. Ntombi Khumalo lona umma waka Kelly Khumalo na uZandi Khumalo.
Yes, may proceed.
Ukathola pele.
Ha ba bula mnyako wa casualty mo le re teng o bane ne se ile nako ba yemi di doctor di emetse ba sa tsebe hore ba etse jwang mme se ile over 15-20 minutes ka ba jotsa hore ba re mo kedi o tseleng e tlang.
Now they opened the door, people were standing there, they didn't know what to do. Khumalo then eventually arrived. Already Dr. Nedietsa John?
Ante re ka mo ka rumong ke ba jotse ke re a nna ke tsebiketse jwang hobane ba itse Khumalo mo tseleng ke ka kopana konyana.
And while we were still in that room, I said that I don't know what to do now because it was said that Khumalo is on her way. I'm just asking for a short time.
Ka re ho nese e engwe ka mrana ko ke kopa o bitse hobane ke bone Yolanda ile ene ka rona le matla ka gona hore a breake ditaba tse ho bokheni ka re ke kopa di bitse Yolanda.
Now I then said to this nurse, given the fact that I had already realized that Yolanda was somebody that was morally strong, further that she is then will be in a better position to can break the news to the to Kelly and them. I then said that they should call Yolanda.
Haba bula mnyako mo kina ko haba ka balo bitsa Yolanda mme wa Kelly a hlaha mnyako.
Now at that time when they opened the door and they wanted to go fetch or wanted to go call Yolanda, that's when Kelly's mother came in. Manje mabaya ke kuvuleka lo mnyango yobizwa yena lona ke uYolanda, vuleka umnyango kufika umama ka Kelly Khumalo yangena umnyango.
Baba bitsa ba le babedi ke ba jotsa ke re ke o mme o lukileng hore aka ba teng ka mo.
Now they called the both of them and I said to them, this is the relevant person to whom such news can be given or broken to. Manje ngase ngisho kanjalo ke ukuthi nangu-ke umuntu okuyena oqondile okuyena yena ongakwazi ukuthi ke lezo indaba nitshele yena.
Referring to who?
Unobuwagama Nghe.
Ntombi Khumalo.
I was referring to Ntombi Khumalo. Uthi ke ngangikhuluma ngaye uNtombi Khumalo mangithi uyena ke umuntu oqondile ukuthi ningakwazi ke ukuthi nikhulume naye kanye nimtshele lezo indaba.
Yes, may I proceed?
Again baleke hape bo doctor hona mo
baleke phetsa jo
ntho ke hopolang gore ha kena ka mo ha ba ya straight to the point where ba mo jetsa hore ha sa di e ka re ba ne ba deka hape ka re ba mo tsosanyana hape.
Now she walked in. If my memory serves me well, they also put some effort, the resuscitative effort, if I am correct, because they were looking for a way to can try and break the news to her. Manje makangena njalo bazama ke ukuthi bamvuselele ngoba ke essentially odokotela ngoba babezama indlela yokuthi bamtshele lo ukuthi sekwenzakaleni.
Ba ile ba feleletsa ba mjetsitse hore ha ba dikile ka hohle ha sa le.
They eventually managed to break the news to her that they tried their best or they tried all. He's no more. Manje bazame konke ke bamtsheli bagcine sebemtshela ukuthi hey bazame konke ebekhona ukuthi bakwenze kodwa ke akasekho useshile.
Elara ha hweletsa
mang ha hweletsa
mme wa Khedi Ntombi a hweletsa kulla ha ya hweletsa
Well, she blasted into a cry. Could say that she wailed. And I'm referring to Kelly's mother. She's the one that wailed. Wakhala ke ememeza kanjalo.
Ke ha utlwa dibale balla ke nana hore ka baka la hore ba utlwa mo bona ho eletsa ke ka mo le bona ba tsibileng bala tseba hore mhlomong ho etsalang ka mo ka hada ko tswa ha rona he
Le bona balla.
le bona balla
Bese letswa.
ga be se re tswa ka mo ka.
When they heard that wailing from the mother, I think that's how it was decoded to them as something unpleasant, and they started crying as well, and we all then evacuated. Manje mabe ma ekhala kanjalo mama base nabo bayakhala ngathi baye bathola ke ngendlela leyo akhale ngakhona kwaba lapho ke sesiphuma sonke.
Go laba le sephetephete mo le sepetlele haholo bane le di nurse ne di batla go bude di file.
There was some a commotion of some sort there at the hospital, because even the nurses wanted for the files to be opened as well. Kubena leso nje siphithiphithi kanti nabo nurse babefuna ke ngapha ukuthi kuvula ama file.
Ka mo hona le ho thwa po founela maponesa hona le maponesa tlameleng ho tla a tlo hiswa mo le ho thu.
The police are being phone called that the police should then be directed to the scene of the incident where the shooting took place. Ngapha ke kufonela ke amaphoyisa ukuthi amaphoyisa kumele eze azohanjiswa ayiswe khona laphayana endaweni yesigameko sokudubula.
Ho ke hopolang hape go go fona le nako mo founu ya ka idealla a ke araba motho o ne a return a call e a la receiver mo founung ene le ntate Chikotwana.
Now, if I remember well, there is a phone call that I received. It appears the person that was making that phone call onto my phone was returning the initial call that was made from my phone. And then when I picked up the call, it was Mr. Chikotwana who had phone called. Manje ke ngithe kusenjalo ke ngase ngithola ucingo olungena efonini yami. Kanti ke lo muntu befonela ifonini yami kwangathi ke ubephendula uzama ukufonela lo oke wamfonela phambilini esebenzisa yona ifoni yami. Mangiphakamisa ke lolo cingo ngase ngiyathola ukuthi ubaba uChikotwana ofonayo.
Hane a founa jwalo nese re khutletse ka woting e senzo ane a le ka ho yona le bo khedi kaofela le bo kaofela batho no so tletse ka mo.
Now, at that stage when that phone call was received, or at the time when he phone called, we had all gone back into the room where Senzo was, and we had all gathered in that same room. Manje ke makungena ke lo cingo sonke sasesi ngale ke khona lapha elokhunjaneni kulelo gumbi la uSenzo ebelele ngakhona sonke sethu sesibuyele khona.
Ke upola khedi a tsho hore am ka ro mo director hore re go kae.
I remember that Kelly, as though Kelly was directing him as to our whereabouts. Ngikhumbula ngazuthi uKelly ube emtatisela ukuthi sikuphi.
Directing who?
Ntate Chikotwana.
Mr. Chico Twala ube qondisa uba uThwala emtshela ukuthi singakuphi,
hobane o la fihla ka yona nako eo hona moo.
because he eventually arrived at that time, and I can see there's a demonstration with a hand signaling more or less at that time. He eventually arrived. Manje uke wafika ke ngazo zona lezo inkathi egcineni lo baba uChico Twala.
Kelly na la hloka re batla go tsamaya same night go ya go Nthabiseng.
Kelly was bitterly crying that night, and she said that she wanted to go to Senzo's parental home that night.
It's fine, she was crying, then what happened further? You may not disclose what she was saying.
Ba la founela maponesa fihla nna ke ka tsamaya le Khumalo.
They phone called the police. Upon the arrival of the police, I went together with Khumalo.
Khumalo raya.
Khumalo. Laya.
Raya habo Kelly Khumalo montwe e etsahetseng teng.
We went to Kelly Khumalo's parental house where this incident had taken place.
Just a minute.
Saya ke mina no Khumalo maka Kelly. Saya ka Kelly la isigameko senzekele khona.
Sorry, just a minute before you proceed to say, at some point there in the emergency room, they were looking for someone to come to give the details of the deceased.
Wa hopela hore hona mane ka emergency room ba ne ba batla ho fana ka tlhaiso leseding e itseng maelana le yena mofu.
Ke hopola ke ne ke tshwere form eo ke tlatsa empa form eo ha ne ke tlatsa jwalo e ya sepetlele ne ke nka information ya teng ho Kelly hobane a ke mtsebe nna motho o.
I remember taking or finishing some form with information, and that information was provided to me by Kelly because I didn't know all the information which was needed from that form that I should provide.
Did you eventually complete that form?
I'm not
white letter form.
I ke hopodi ke de kai complete ka ofela but ke ka fana ke ntse ke tlatsa.
I don't remember completing that form, even though I was finishing the information on that form. Perhaps partly I finished the information on the form, but I did not. I cannot remember entirely completing that form. Angikhumbuli ke ngigcwalisa ke le form ngaze ngaqeda ukugcwalisa ngayo yonke imininingwane eyayidingeka lapho kuleyo form. Kodwa ngiyakhumbula ke ngingagcwalisa ke lapho.
And how did you and Khumalo leave the hospital?
When I Khumalo la tsama la tloa jwang hospital?
Re tlile ka mabaka o re tshwantse re ne re tsamaise maponesa a balare ba ka se. There was something emane ba tlamile o etsa sepetlele empa bana wa ka se yetse before ba thola maponesa fihla mo ho etsaetseng thunyahalo eo.
Now, what led to us leaving the hospital was the fact that there is some information that needed to be investigated or that needed to be collected at the scene of the incident before they can subsequently then finish the hospital with some of the information as well. So we were going to be directing the police to the house where the incident had taken place. Manje ngikhumbula ukuthi ke ukusuka kwethu lapho bekukhona ukuthi sihambe samaphoyisa ngoba kwakhona ke imininingwane ethize yayifuneka khona lapho esibhedlela eyayincike ekutheni siqale siye lapha yana ke endaweni yesigameko okuqala.
Did the police then arrive at the hospital?
Polisa ilafihla ku sibhedlela.
Alafihla ka bongata.
Many police officers arrived at the hospital. Amaphoyisa amaningi aya afika khona lapho esibhedlela.
But you and Khumalo, how did you leave the hospital? How did you travel from the hospital?
Kore le tsamaile ka eng kapo le tsamaile jwang ho ya le tloha sepetlele ho ya mo ne le ya teng?
Re tsamaile ka koloi ya maponesa.
We traveled with the police motor vehicle. Sisuke lapho esibhedlele ngemoto yamaphoyisa.
What time did you leave the hospital?
Le tluile kana komang sepetlele?
Akusatseba nako.
I cannot recall the time. In fact, I no longer know the time. I no longer know the time that we had left the hospital.
Aka ihlokomela nako ntate, aka isheba lo isheba nako kana ko ni kusashebe nako.
I did not even take notice of the time. During that time, I wasn't checking the time.
Yes.
Manje ke azange ngisibheke nesikhathi. Ngaleso sikhathi ke bengingaqaphele isikhathi bengingaloku ngibheke isikhathi.
And this vehicle of the police, what type of vehicle was it?
Inele koloi ejwang yamapolisa.
In other words, was it an official vehicle, clearly marked, or what was the position?
Ine makiwe ha ke hopona.
If I remember well, it was marked. Mangikhumbula ke yayi fakwe laoma impawu zamaphoyisa.
Yes. And where were they from?
Nebatswa kae?
Ke sa tsebeng hore maponesa na tswa kae.
I am unsure about where they were coming from. Actually, I don't know where the police were coming from.
Yes, you may proceed.
Angazi ukuthi amaphoyisa lawa ke abe qhamuka kuphi.
Rida ra kena ka koloi eo ya maponesa le Khumalo.
Myself and Khumalo went into that police vehicle. Mina ke no Khumalo sangena leyo moto ya maphoyisa.
Ho fihla ha bokhedi Khumalo mo tshihado etsaletseng teng.
Up to the parental house to Khumalo where the shooting incident took place. Ukufika khona laphana khabo Khumalo lapho isigameko sokudubula esenzekele khona.
Ke hopola re kena ka hare ka tlung.
I remember us walking into the house or getting into the house. Ngikhumbula singena endlini.
Ke hopola sale re dutse ka kamoreng he ho tloa mo ho na le nako mo re leng ka tswa re lo batla ke lo ga metsi ka kitchening.
Remember that we spent some reasonable time inside of the bedroom, and further that there was a stage where I walked out of the bedroom into the kitchen to go get some water, scoop some water from the kitchen. Ngiyakhumbula ke ukuthi kwakhona nje isikhathi lapho khona nje isikhashana esahlala ngase gumbini lokulala emva kwesikhashana ke ngaphuma mina ngaya ngase kitchen ngokha amanzi.
Ona le mo ona le katiba nyana ke sa hopoleng hore ne tswa kae katiba ya teng e brown nyana ka rena le bo white.
There was a stage where I saw some brownish kind of a head that had the combination was brown and white, or whether it was spotted with white, but it was brown and there was some white in it, or a tinge of white. Manje ke ngikhumbula ukuthi khona isigqoko nje esasi brown nje sinobumhlophe nyana nje.
Where did you see it?
Wile bayibona kae katiba eo?
Aksa hopola hantle but ke hopola ekare Khumalo ona o la itshwara re ke katiba ya o mong wa bona ena pero ke o mong wa bona Ntombi Khumalo
I do not remember exactly where I saw it, but I remember that Khumalo was holding that head, and she said that here is the head that one of them was
just a minute. The head was in the position of Khumalo. Where was Khumalo at that point?
Khumalo natswere katiba e ona lo kae kana go eo
aksa hopona hantle gore ona le kantle kapa ka hare ka tlung.
I cannot remember clearly whether she was outside or inside of the house. angisakhumbuli kahle ukuthi ube ngaphandle noma ube ngaphakathi endlini.
Yes.
e nngwe ya ntho tse ke di hopolang e ke hopolang ho kare ke bone ke walking stick.
One of the other items that I recall that I had seen it, it's a walking stick.
Where did you see it?
Will I bona kai?
Ne ile ka kitchen.
It was in the kitchen. Enye yezinto engicabanga ukuthi engikhumbula kwangathi ngike ngayibona udondolonyana nje lwase kitchen ngenkathi ngibona.
Yes, where in the kitchen?
Ka kitchen.
Pela raka pela mnyako ha ke hopola hantle.
Close to the kitchen unit and also close to the door, if I remember well. Uthi khona lapha eduze nje ne cupboard lase kitchen nomnyango futhi.
Yes.
Ha ke lo khametsi.
As I went to go scoop the water,
Ba ntse ba le busy maponisa ntsa checka mo.
the police were busy checking there, investigating there.
Manje
Manghamba mina ke yokamanzi amaphoyisa beloko ebusy nyana khona lapha beloko echecka lapha.
Hona le ntho engwe e kineng ka ibona mo fatshe ke re a se yona ntho ile batlang na.
There is one item that I saw on the floor, and I inquired, isn't this the item that you are actually looking for? Kukhona ke into engiyibona phansi. Ngase ngiyababuza ngithi athi yikho lokho eniloko nikufuna na?
Ene le silvanyana je e ka re ke steel nyana ntho teng ha o sheba ka lihlo.
Now it was silverish in color, a steel silverish kind of an object, and I can see that the witness is also demonstrating with her fingers more or less the size of that thing that she identified.
Yes, can you, that size, just put that on
Ako
record.
pamise hape.
Ene si telele ntate ene di nyane je.
It wasn't long. More or less, this is the size that is now demonstrated by the witness. About 2 centimeters from where I'm standing, if I can estimate. Ibingekho yinto lento lena ke. Ibincanyana nje lento lena. Ngendlela mina ke engiyibona ngakhona ngutoliki njena ngazuthi ama centimeter nje amabili.
Where did you see it?
Ene le hona mo ka kitchening.
It was right there in the kitchen on the floor. Ibikhona khona lapho ngase kitchen phansi.
Yes.
Ukathola pele hemme.
Nkile ka khametsi ka khutlela hape ka moreng e shebileng monyako.
I scooped the water and went back into the bedroom that was facing initially
Ene le haufi le kitchen ka mora ya teng.
kitchen. Inele haufi ka kitchen.
Ene shebile kitchen ka mo ka kitchening. Ha o kena ke sa rona le ka more pele ho bathroom. Ake hopola hanyane.
That bedroom was actually facing the kitchen. If I remember clearly, as you just walk into the house, into the kitchen, the first door on your right, and there's a bedroom in there, which was, if I remember clearly, it was facing the kitchen. Lelo camera la le konde ngase kitchen. Nithe mangiceda ke ukukhamanzi ngaya kulo lelo camera liseduze okanye elaliqonde libheke ngase kitchen amanye manje.
Sale ke dutse ka mo ho fitlela o fitla mapolisa mangata.
I sat in there for quite some time until the arrival of many police officers. Ngahlala ke ngakulelo gumbi ke kwaze kwafika amaphoyisa amaningi.
We just want to show you certain photos of Exhibit C.
Ba bontsha fela dinepe tse itseng tsa karolo ya bopaki le Exhibit C.
4 of Exhibit C.
What do you mean?
Photo 5. Photo 5.
Yes, Nthabiseng 5, say that.
Photo 5. Or photo 6.
Nthabiseng
Photo 6.
Nthabiseng 6, say.
Can you use that photo to illustrate your evidence?
This is the very head that I saw, and the light is pointing at that head that is depicted or detailing the picture. And there's a crutch there that is also being pointed at. This is also the same crutch that I've referred to, which I had witnessed in that scene.
I
can't see clearly around that crutch what is happening there.
No.
At that center there, sitting there, I don't know what is happening there. I can't see clearly what is happening there.
The still object that you referred to, can you just indicate more or less where it was?
What? The witness will just want to come closer to the screen. No. There's that little steel item over there. I can't see clearly.
Yes.
These are the very items that I had seen there.
Yes, you say lots of police arrived, and what happened further?
Orobile wa fihla maponesa a mangata wa etsalang ka mora moo. After a while, those that were at the hospital then arrived. Emva kwesikhatshana lapha besesibhedlela baphinde bafika.
I
remember that these or this big group of police officers that had arrived, they were already starting to interview them, and they had put them in another bedroom interviewing them.
Interviewing who?
Ke hopola ke ile ka bona Longwe.
I remember that I had seen Longwe. Yakhumbula ukuthi ngeke ngabona uLongwe.
Ba re ke Longwe motho wa teng o kileng ka mona bosumbo.
They say this particular person that I had seen that night, it was Longwe.
And then le Tumelo la Kabotho.
Tumelo as well was interviewed. Kanye no Tumelo ke wase ubuzwa imibuzo. Longwe no Tumelo babuzwa imibuzo. They were interviewed in that very bedroom. Babebuzelwa ngakulelo gumbi lokulala. Leyo bedroom enkuma ngayo.
Ke sa hopoleng ka ba bang. A ke hopole ke bona kana kwe mo a re tswa sepetlele ke hopola a ke hopole ke bona Mthokozisi.
Well, I wouldn't say much about others. I do not remember seeing Mthokozisi at that stage when we were already from the hospital. I do not recall seeing Mthokozisi there. Angikhumbuli ngimbona lo Mthokozisi ngaleso sikhathi sesiqhamuka khona le esibhedlela.
Yes, we proceed.
Ukathola phela.
Amaponisa ho se ho ba se ba tshentse ba checkile ntho tse ba checkang tse ba ne ba di checka, then le ba maponisa mangata tsamaidi bo Kelly ba la tsamaya ba re ha ba roba le mo ntlong go tsamaya rona le rona mo ntlong.
Now, after this group of police officers that had inspected the area, and as well as the big group of these police officers had left, Kelly and them also left. They said that they are not going to be sleeping over in that house. And then that is when we also left the house. Emva ukuthi ke lamaphoyisa ke bekhona ukuzohlola leyo ndawo ke asehambile nalawa ke amaningi eze kuyisiqu nje samaphoyisa siwahambile abokheli ke basebethi bona bayahamba nathi ke sasisithi ngoba bathi bona ngeke bakwazi ukuyolala lapho kuleyo ndlu nathi sasisithi ke hayi nathi siyahamba sasisiyahamba.
Yes.
That's when we left and went home. And the following day,
already after 12.
Now, if I remember well, upon arrival at home, it was already after 12 of the morning. Bese sekushayeke u12 o'clock bese sikuntathakuza.
Maponisa ko haye hoseng.
The police arrived at home in the morning.
Bare batlile ho tlo nnata ke lo etsa statement ko Fosloras.
They said that they have come to fetch me so that I can finish them with a statement at Fosloras. Manje ke base bangitshela lokho ke ukuthi bazongilanda kanjalo ukuthi ngiyo phana ke nge-statement sami khona laphana Fosloras.
Yes.
I
eventually went there to Fosloras. I was interviewed and I replied the way that I could reply.
Was the statement then taken from you?
Statement to Yes, a statement was taken from me. Statement bastata.
Was it the only statement that you made?
Statement no.
Yes.
Statement
oh, lava listening happen ki interview ake sending ki butelezi
kena now interview
kena na statement ko Don Park sabobedi
okay
Don Park police station.
Yeah, the second statement was finished to the SAPS official called Butelezi. That was done at the Don Park police station. This is now the second statement that I am referring to. Statement lesesbini sa nikezwa yena ke lona obizwa ngoButelezi khona lapha police station yase Don Park.
More or less, when was that?
In Kabona Komangchena.
When was that? Which year?
In Kabo Ning. Slimo Sefin.
Aksa hopola selim patineli kamradile mo entwe statements out ala singive.
Well, I cannot recall the year. It could have been after some time, after the first statement was finished. It was actually after some years, after the first statement was made. Bengaba mhlambe emva kweminyaka nje angisakhumbuli kahle eba ukuthi ke ngiphane nge-statement sokuqala.
Now, ma'am, if we can just briefly return to the time when you and Yolanda Nota were in the vehicle.
Yolanda Nota understand? Yes. Tike yebo ngiyazwisisa ukuthi so uyela nje kamuva nyana kancane lapho mina no Yolanda bese motweni.
Yes. You mentioned that first there was a shot rang off and a person ran past, and you've described that person. You mentioned that the second shot rang off and two persons ran past towards the park. Are you able to describe those two persons?
Wa hopola hore o ile taba ene hore sethunya se salla sa khabula fetola pele ba le motho a fetang a matha salla fetola bedi bile le motho batho ba babedi ba leng ba feta ba matha mo o santsaneng o hopola o ka kgona go fana ka setshwantsho sa bona batho bao.
Ke hopola o wa qala o na le mosesanenyana but a se motelele a le mokhutswane.
Now I remember the very first person that ran past was not tall. He was short, also with a leaner physique or a slimmer physique. Lo mnye wokuqala wandlula lapho ube mfishanyana nje ube ngekho mude futhi ubethe ukuzaca naye ngomzimba.
Is there the person who ran past alone?
Ki o fitile ngamathala. That very first one who ran past alone. Lo wokuqala ke ondlule lapho egijima yedwa.
Yes, and the other two?
Bana bababedi babang.
Wabobedi o ne a ke mhopola ana le ona le mahareng ona se na mmele ona se stola a le mahareng fela empa ona ntse ona na le dreadlocks
ho bana bababedi. Of the two, one of them was not big in terms of the physique. He was neither lean as well. He was of an average height, and I remember that he had dreadlocks. Ube ngekho mude bese maphakathi nje ngobude kanti futhi ke ubenga zacile futhi engekho sidudla uye lona ke obefake ama okanye obenama dreadlocks.
Are you able to describe those dreadlocks?
Wa khona ho re hlalosetsa tsona di dreadlocks tseno?
Ho re ke bere ke di dreadlocks so when hana matha ne di ono bona mo mirering di but ubane ba fitile ka everything happened so quick. Nka se chore ine le tsetenya ka ba tse kutswa tse jwang but no bona hore tse ke di dreadlocks ha a matha monga tsona.
Well, what makes me say that those were the dreadlocks were that as this particular person was running, they were sort of frequently flung into the air, and the witness is now trying to demonstrate with her hand as to how the dreadlocks were flung into the air as he was running. And this running was quick, so I couldn't take a very attentive look as to the very structure of those dreadlocks.
Yes. And second,
undlule gijima kanjalo lezo inelo beziloko zenza kanjena ke ikhona lokho okwangenza ukuthi ngisho ukuthi no ube nama dreadlocks futhi angikho assessment sokuthi ngaqaqisa ke ukuthi beka ama dreadlocks anjani ngoba ke lokho kwenzeke nje ngokushesha.
And the second person
moto wa bobedi akere bababedi utata o bua ka wa pele
ufitile jwale ba bobedi ke yo di dreadlocks aba siane hole le o na le mmelenyana mo tenya ona kentse ntwena ikentse inena le katiba jentat ka mo kamera hudinyana.
Now this other one who was slightly bigger in physique But they did not outrun each other. They almost ran side by side, even though there was, with the demonstration of the fingers of the witness, that there was one that was a little in front of the other. And that very one, with that bigger physique, had a hoodie on his head. Long lisage omunye wesibili obehamba naloyana ke wamadodox ubefake ke iloko njani ihoodie la ekhanda lo ngathi ke ubecishe abe nomzimbanyana nje
leka height na le motelelenyana ho ba compared to ba babedi ba nse ke bile ka bona.
And with the height as well, he was taller. He was taller than the other two that I've already referred to. Manje nagobude ube mude ukundlula lababili esengikhulume ngabo.
Yes. Any other description you can give?
There isn't any other description that I can do. Akukho kunye or enye incazelo esinye isithombe engaphana ngaso esimayelana ke nalabalisa.
Thank you, my lord. That will be all.
Any questions, sir?
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I see it's 10 to, perhaps if we put agenda and come back at 10 to 2. Or 2, Mr. Banoi says 2 o'clock.
How's that?
Mr. Banoi says we can zoom at 2.
2 o'clock. Okay, fine.